Now, while there's not a lot going on with the Idaho 4 case, Brian Kohlberger, anything like that, it gives me a chance to look at some other cases that's out there. We did one in the last couple of days involving a young woman who had ran off with her boyfriend and, some shit went down. And then everybody flipped the fuck out because everybody's got different opinions on this. It's so funny how everybody treated her as the victim, even though clearly she had hit him first. Whatever, motherfuckers. Whatever. Guys, I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. Today, what we're going to be talking about is Dr. John Forsyth. This is another case I was going to bring to you yesterday, but instead, I gave you the update video. We're going to get into this today, though. What happened to Dr. Forsyth? I'm JB Gunner. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's do it.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner, and this is Crime Time. Now, before we get started, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that supports the channel or any of my other channels, regardless of the method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Guys, truth is, I couldn't do it each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you. Today's the first, so I want to give a big shout out to the Patreons out there. Thank you guys so much for your patronage. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Join the gun squad today. A lot of you guys have asked me where you can super chat, things like that. We don't do that here. I told you guys I'm not going to monetize this channel until I hit 10,000 subs, even though I could have done it a long time ago. You can use the PayPal, Venmo, shit like that in the bottom. I hope you do. And while you're down there, if you're not a snowflake, you can check out some other content, my political content, things of that nature, my gaming content, my live stream content. It's all down below as well. Now, let's go ahead and jump on in. Actually, before we jump into this, I want to make a quick statement. The last story, just like every time we break off into some different stories, you always get a few people, new people that pop in, and they get to whining and crying and all this shit. Look, man, I'm not going to argue with you guys about gender roles, all right? If you guys like to let your woman wear the pants and go to work and pay your bills, you can fucking do it. Don't get mad at me, though, because that's not the way I do it here. Yeah, that's just not the way I do it here. I'm 42 years old, man. I believe I got my shit to do as a man. I believe you got your shit to do as a woman. And it's okay for everybody to have prerequisites and requirements as long as you're a female. As long as you're a female, you can demand that a man be 6 foot tall, by the way, check. You can demand that a man has 6 inches, check. You can demand that a man have a 6-figure income, check. But if we have demands and requirements such as, well, you cook and clean, for some reason we're bigots and horrible people. Ain't that a bitch? You can require me to have a job, but I can't require you to do your job. But then you're like, JB, but I have a job. Well, I make 6 figures. I don't want you to pay my bills, lady. I need something else done around here. Your job does not benefit me at all. So you saying, but I go to work too. What's in chip in your $200 a week on the fucking light bill? I'm fine. I'm fine. Plenty of lights. Don't need that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the story, though. I just want to make that clear. Look, man, it's different strokes for different folks. Some of us like gender roles. Some of us drink Bud Light. Let's go ahead and get on into this. What happened to Dr. Forsyth? Revealed ER doctor, age 49, who worked in crypto in his downtime. What do you mean worked in crypto? What does that even mean? Now, as someone that invests heavily in crypto, or was he a day trader? Like, I'm curious what you mean. Was he a trader of crypto? What does that mean? Because most people just invest. I mean, you could be a trader, but there is no working in crypto. I don't get it, unless you're creating your own coins or something like that. But let's go ahead. Worked in crypto in his downtime and vanished into thin air after his car was found in the OZARKS parking lot, was texting his new fiancée moments before he disappeared. Dr. John Forsyth, age 49, was last seen leaving Mercy Hospital in Cassville, Missouri at 7 a.m. on May 21st and had been texting with his new fiancée. Forsyth failed to show up for his shift that night, and his unlocked Infiniti was then found at Cassville Aquatic Park with his wallet, passport, and briefcase inside. This is nuts, right? An ER doctor in Missouri who spent most of his downtime cryptocurrency. What does that even mean? He spent most of his downtime cryptocurrency. Daily Mail, you fucking suck sometimes, all right? Now, a lot of you guys have asked me, why do I use the Daily Mail? A lot of times. Because even when I cross-reference it with other sites, Daily Mail has a more appealing visual setup. And I say that because of things like this right here. I like the little summaries that they give right here, and they usually have a lot of other links and shit throughout this. So that's actually why I use the Daily Mail. But I do cross-reference all of my stories with other websites as well, just so you understand. I have many channels and I do much news every day. I have to. So anyway, he had just gotten engaged days after finalizing his divorce and was planning to visit his children when he bizarrely vanished without a trace. He was last seen leaving Mercy Hospital in Cashville around 7 a.m. and had been texting his new fiancée to tell her that he had finished his shift and he would see her later that day. But just over a week has gone by and no one has seen or heard from Forsyth, whose disappearance has baffled his family. Actually, he was shot. I will explain more. They say the first red flag was when the doctor uncharacteristically failed to show up for his shift at the hospital that night. A short time later, authorities located his black Infiniti sedan abandoned at the Cashville Aquatic Park in the Ozarks. The keys were inside, along with Forsyth's wallet, passport, and briefcase. A further search revealed that 2 cell phones were left behind in Forsyth's luxury RV, that he had stayed outside the hospital, but there was no signs of the doctor. I wonder, that's kind of strange, isn't it? That's kind of strange, if you ask me. The Cashville Police Department launched a search for Forsyth covering 90 acres on last week, Tuesday. Goddamn, these people can't write worth a shit. Who wrote this fucking article? I need to know. Andrea Cavalier for Daily Mail. This is a non-writing ass bitch. Anyways, but did not find any evidence of the doctor and have released limited details about the investigation. Forsyth's younger brother, Richard Forsyth, told the Daily Beast that it was clear something was wrong when he missed a 7 p.m. shift at the hospital. Forsyth never missed a shift without telling someone in the 15 years that he had been there. He wouldn't miss a shift even if his eyeballs were hanging out of their sockets, Richard said. It's an immediate red flag, and I agree with that. Forsyth, who is the father of 7 kids, man, this dude does some fucking, had recently gotten engaged just days after his divorce was finalized earlier this month. Richard explained the newly engaged couple had been texting the morning he vanished. That could have something to do with it. You know, these broads get real fucking pissed off when you say, I don't want to deal with you no more. Trust me, I'm dealing with that this morning. Anyways, his fiancée was texting him around 7 a.m. All the women are like, what do you mean? We just saw in your community wall where she was cooking eggs. That was just, you know what? I got an interesting comment in my comment section yesterday. He said, how are you married, but yet you're flirting with everybody? Who said I was married? You thought that just because a bitch was cooking eggs and shit, it meant I was married? No, that's a prerequisite for sucking my dick. If you don't cook eggs, you don't get to suck my dick. That's the way that works. Anyways, but I just want to laugh at that for just a second. Let's go ahead and get back to this. That's a weird thing. We're fucking weirdos. Forsyth, who is the father, okay, we already talked about that. His fiancée was texting him around 7 a.m. and he was leaving. And as he was leaving, he was texting her things like, hey, my shift's over and I'll see you in a little bit. And then minutes later, he stops responding to text messages and is seen walking towards his RV. This is nuts, right? John's RV was found unlocked at the hospital, which is very uncharacteristic. He said his cell phones were inside, which is also uncharacteristic because he always had a cell phone. Richard also told the outlet that security footage showed Forsyth's Infiniti pulling into the aquatic park parking lot. Then a white SUV arrives and parks near him. It leaves a few minutes later, and John is seen walking around maybe 10 to 15 minutes after that. Richard said police told him, and he walks away from his car. The affinity was later found by police at the park in a very hidden location, in a place where it seems like cars are not supposed to go. Uh-oh. Dr. Forsyth was sucking some dick, wasn't he? Let's be honest here. Take a look at the fella. Take a look at the fella. So he pulled into a location, very secretive, where cars ain't supposed to be. John was sucking dick instead of being with his fiance, wasn't he? He's like, oh, now that my shift's over, I'm going to go suck some dick and then go home to the fiance. And I'm always right when I make these guesses. I'm always right. And I bet you I was right this time. We'll check it out. I bet you I was right. Anyways, Richard said the last time he saw his brother was at a dinner last week, where he seemed very happy and excited that he saw no indication that Forsyth might have been anxious about anything. Nothing seemed weird, which makes John vanishing that much weirder. Yeah, old John was sucking some balls. Forsyth's son, Jr., told the Daily Beast that he first learned about the engagement 2 days after his father went missing. JR last spoke to his father about a month ago, but said they had a heart-to-heart and that Forsyth was planning to see him and other family members this weekend in Utah. He said his father had been insanely busy at work in the ER and the crypto company he ran with his brother Richard. Family members said Forsyth spent most of the downtime trying to determine how to make cryptocurrency beneficial to society, which sometimes got them into trouble, like one hacker battle with some internet dude. Okay. We've made some enemies, he added. Forsyth's family created a Facebook page using the public to share any tips, blah, blah. All right. So I'm just going to start off because let me tell you this, the dude was murdered. Or at least it seems that way. Maybe he committed suicide. Maybe he went there. That is also possible. Let's go ahead and check it, see what the news says before we get into some other things, because there is an update to this, but I want to give you this first.
Tonight, the search continues for a missing doctor in Cassville.
Dr. John Forsyth was reported missing Sunday night when he missed his shift at Mercy Hospital in Cassville, something police were told he had never done in more than 15 years. Color 10's Parker Padgett is live in Cassville tonight with the latest. Parker.
Yeah, this investigation is puzzling to everybody involved, from police officers to family members. Dr. Forsyth's brother tells me that nothing about this situation makes any sense. Police say there are no signs of foul play, also no evidence to go off of at this time.
A lot of oddities about his disappearance, and police kind of agreed after investigation that the circumstances are pretty suspicious.
More questions than answers at this time as the search for Dr. John Forsyth presses on.
And we've done a grid search of approximately 90 acres around the city park and the wood lines next to the city park, and didn't locate anything.
Forsyth, a doctor at Mercy Cassville, was last seen Sunday morning, reported missing Sunday night. Forsyth's car was found at a local park, but there were no clues nearby. Police don't suspect foul play, and Privet tells me in his gut he believes Forsyth is out there alive.
No signs of foul play. At the scene of where the vehicle was found, a scene where his RV is parked beside the hospital where he stayed while he worked.
Working in a small town, Privet says there's some limitations in what law enforcement can do.
Number of personnel, number of boots on the ground. Number two, the victim not being from the area has a lot to do with it. The victim is from Springfield, Republic area, not from Cassville.
Forsyth's brother says family and friends have been helping in the search.
Some of my family members have gone down to Cassville, and also friends, and they've gone looking around the area where he was. There has been a lot of searching around the hospital as well.
Dr. Forsyth has a reputation of being good to others at work and outside of it.
He has given a lot of his free time to helping people.
I bet he was sucking balls.
I've been through a lot of health issues in this last year, and he's been like a guardian angel to me, and I know to many others.
Cryme tells me that authorities are examining 2 phones and a laptop found in Dr. Forsyth's car. I'm told there are plans to continue searching this week. Reporting live in Cassville, Parker Padgett, OZARKS.
Yep, we're going to find out that he went to meet somebody at this fucking park, I guarantee you. Missouri doctor, age 49 and father of 8, found shot dead in Ozarks Lake soon after proposing marriage, was kidnapped and released a year ago, claims brother who launched crypto firm. I'm a little concerned about the brother. I'm starting to think a bit about the brother, right? Firm with him. Dr. Forsyth was found dead of a gunshot wound in Beaver Lake on Tuesday. Is it possible he parked his car and then left with some dude to go suck balls, like I said? Maybe they went to the lake house. He was reported missing May 21st when he failed to show up for work. His brother now says Forsyth was kidnapped and released a year ago. That adds a little extra oomph, doesn't it? Little concerned about, let me explain, kidnapped for what? Crypto? Is that how you think that works? Is that what you think happens? Anyway, let's go ahead and keep going. I love it when people are ignorant about crypto. The brother of Missouri doctor was shot dead in the Ozarks Lake this week. Had said that he was a victim of mysterious prior kidnapping attempt that may have been crypto related. Right. Dr. John Forsyth was found dead with a gunshot wound in Beaver Lake in northeast Arkansas on Tuesday, 9 days after he was last seen alive, leaving work at a hospital in Cassville, Missouri. In a tear statement, the Benton County Sheriff's Department did not say where upon Forsyth's body the gunshot wound was located, or whether it appeared to be self-inflicted, leaving many unanswered questions in the case. Forsyth, the father of 8, had just finalized a divorce from his wife on May 11th and proposed marriage to a new fiancée 3 days before he was last seen alive. In an unusual twist, Forsyth's brother, Richard, told DailyMail.com that a little over a year ago, the doctor was kidnapped and threatened by unidentified individuals. I'm going to say something right now. I think his brother did it. That is my gut feeling. I always do this in these cases. My gut feeling right now is one of two things. Either he went somewhere to suck some dick, and he didn't want nobody to know, that's why he hid the car in a location, or his brother did it. His brother's in business with him. His brother came up with this crazy story about being kidnapped. His brother seems to be the one in front of all the news cameras. Either he was sucking dick, or his brother did it. That's what my gut is telling me. So he said he was kidnapped and threatened by other individuals, unidentified. Richard, who founded the crypto firm Unfold with his brother, said in a brief phone interview that in February 2022, Forsyth was kidnapped and then released, but never filed a police report. Oh, you don't say. Richard said he first learned about the kidnapping through a mutual friend who only came forward to describe the incident to the family after John went missing earlier this month. Yes, yeah, right. The brother said that he believed the kidnapping was crypto-related, but that he did not know anything else about the perpetrators from the account of the mutual friend, who wished to remain anonymous due to ongoing safety concerns. Richard cautioned that there was no evidence yet linking the 2022 incident to John's death, but it stands out in a very stark in a tableau of facts that have emerged about the case. It was cold. He was zip-tied. He was made to feel very unsafe and taken on a car ride with some people to a bridge and was threatened. Richard told Fox News Digital, which first reported the alleged kidnapping, he did not file a police report because he believed he was in continued danger. Right. Right. No, I'm not buying this shit. I'm not buying this shit at all. A kayaker, actually. Okay, authorities said Wednesday that they're still investigating what happened in the week before between Forsyth's disappearance and the discovery of his body. A kayaker found Forsyth's body on Tuesday afternoon in Beaver Lake, a large reservoir in Arkansas. A kayaker found Forsyth's body on Tuesday afternoon. The body was found near the bank across from the Lost Bridge south of area of Beaver, which is about 20 miles south of Cassville, which we talked about earlier. Forsyth was last seen alive May 21st as he was leaving Mercy Cassville Hospital where he worked in the ER. He was reported missing later that same day when he failed to show up for a shift. The doctor's unlocked car was found near an aquatic park in Cassville. So his body was found 20 miles away from Cassville, where he worked. All of this. Police told the family there was no signs of foul play with the car. Forsyth stayed in a luxury RV near the hospital when he was on call, and a search of the camper revealed that it was unlocked with 2 cell phones left inside. It doesn't seem like a person who left with a plan. Richard said on Tuesday before his brother, no, he probably just went to go suck some dick. Richard also told the outlet that security footage showed his brother's Infiniti pulling into the aquatic park when a white SUV arrives and parks next to him. It leaves it after a few minutes, and John is seen walking around 10 to 15 minutes. And then he walks away from his car. This is going to be interesting. The last time the 2 brothers met for dinner, by the way, was on Wednesday, May 17th. That's the story for now. What do you guys think? What do you think happened to Dr. John Forsyth? So, summarize it. He worked in Cassville. He then went to an aquatic park in Cassville, parked his car in a secluded area, and then his body was found 20 miles later, a week later, in the fucking reservoir. You think he went and parked his car so he can have a little after-work rendezvous before he went to his fiance's? That's what I'm thinking. Either that or his brother's involved. Because his brother seems to be all over the place, right? And then there's this elaborate kidnapping story that he never filed a report with the police. What's your guys' thoughts on this? What do you think happened to him? Maybe both things, maybe both of them. But I always tell you my gut feelings in these, and I'm always right, just like I was with the bitch in the last video. Just being perfectly honest. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have enjoyed these last couple stories. A little bit of a break from the Idaho 4. Let me know what your comments are in the comment section. If you like what I do here and you find my content valuable, feel free, please hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. Join the Gun Squad today. I couldn't do this without you guys. With all that being said, hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm thejbgunner. This is Cryme Time. What happened to Dr. Forsyth? Probably some sucking dick, just being honest. Just probably what's happening. He looks kind of like one of them types. Just saying.